Do I have to do an intro and everything?
Uh, What's up, guys? This is Shane here again from Team COG, and I'm coming at you with Charles's Mekk Knight deck profile. He's been working on this a while. When it first came out, I wanted him to do a duel video, or a deck profile, but he didn't want to. He wanted to work with the deck and get it to the perfect point. So now he thinks he's got it to the point where he really likes it and enjoys it. So what do you think of the deck?
It is. It has to go second. Yeah, it has to go second. Because I'm not playing the Mekk Knight. I'm playing Mekk Knight. I know I'm playing the Invoked version. It's got to go second. It's as pure as it's going to get. But overall, the deck can just, like, unimaginably swarm. And it reminds me of, like a Trick Stars without the burn. And just Cyber Dragons without the Cyber Dragon. But, I like the deck overall, to be honest with you. It's very... It can link, like, it can just unimaginably link, which at first I didn't think, like, the deck was going to be able to do, but you play enough token makers, and you play, the Mekk Knights themselves just swarm pretty heavily. So, yeah, that's about it.
Alright, without further ado, let's go to the deck profile.
Alright, so guys, I took second at our tournament with it. I played practically all day meta, and the buy guy, let me tell you, the buy guy sucked. He was really good, but, I got one buy, then I played an AVC, 2 Pendulum Magicians, and 2 Trick Stars. Well, the Trick Star player was the same guy. Had him first round. We had such an amazing game. Then the second, then he was my last round. And yeah. But we'll start with the deck profile here. And we start out with 3 of the main guy. Purple Nightfall. He is by far the best, in my personal opinion. I like him a lot more than Blue Sky. He is... I think besides the Link Monster, he is your strongest attack Mekk Knight. But if you don't know what his effect is, quick effect, during either player's turn, you can target one Mekk Knight monster, including himself, and banish him, and then get to search any Mekk Knight. Normally what you do with him, though, is you search out this guy right here, Blue Sky. Blue Sky is probably the next best Mekk Knight. Mekk Knights all have the summoning effect that if there's 2 or more cards in the same column, you can just special summon him. So when he is special summoned, and he gets to add monsters up to the number of cards in your opponent's column. So potentially he can be a +2, +1, depending on which column you go into. So he can add you about 3 cards max, which is really good. But you play 3 of him, and then since this is the pure build, you play 3 Indigo Eclipse. He is your zone manipulator. He allows you to just, move zones. And he allows you to make you able to swarm better by opening up and freeing zones so that you can spam your other Mekk Knights. He is also very key with the World Legacy cards if you guys want to play them. I only play the secrets, but he allows you to move and negate effects and stuff like that. So he's really good. He's the 3. Now we play the 1-ofs. Mekk Knight Orange Sunset. A lot of people don't play him because he's bad. And in the pure version, he's okay, but in any other version, he is bad. But he has a very big booty that you can sit on, and his effect is not too bad. It combos off very well with Nightfall if you have him on the field as well. Whenever a card leaves the column that he is in, you just get to special summon a Mekk Knight from your hand for free. So, but he's also in here because he's a name for the field spell. And then down to the other 1-ofs. Mekk Knight Yellow Star, not much can be said about her, or him, or whatever you want to call it. He, or she, whatever he is, pops Spell and Traps in the same column as him. He's just your Spell and Trap removal. And then Red Moon is the same as Yellow Star, just with monsters. And then finally, Green Horizon. He is actually really good. Since you trade in and you ditch off of the scars, he allows you to add back Watch You Send. So he's really good in that sense. And he's 21, so worst case scenario, if you have to special the Blue Sky, search him. And if you have to free up a zone, you contribute the Blue Sky for him and get your zone freed up. But that's it for the Mekk Knights. I play all, I think, 7 of them so far. And then down to, the supporting engines. This card is, I guess, what I'm choosing to play instead of the Invoke, the Alistair, I guess. Phantom Skyblaster, he is phenomenal going second and potentially going first. He can get you set up your zones going first if you want to. But his effect reads that when this card is normal summon or flip summon, you can special summon Skyblaster tokens up to the number of monsters you control. So him plus just one of the Mekk Knights equals Saryuja, or Burrow Load if you want. He is he's just really good. He's also a really good baiter if you want to resolve one of your Mekk Knight's effects. Since the Mekk Knights can pretty much bait anything, you can pretty much bait their back row, bait their hand traps with the Mekk Knights just so you get this guy off. But then I play one Grinder Golem, and the reason I decided to play Grinder Golem just at 1 was because this deck struggles going first, and Gofu essentially was taken from us, and Grinder was put to 1. So in theory, it was just there to kind of help you go first, and also another card to bait out a negation or however you want to do it. And he is phenomenal at 1. Anytime I opened him, well, I opened him 3 times in the entire tournament, and 2 out of the 3 times he got Effect Veilered. But the 1 time he didn't get Effect Veilered, I was just able to the combos you can do with this card is amazing. I highly recommend him at 1. But that's it for those guys. And now on to the hand traps. 3 Ash. Ash is not as good this format as I think you guys are starting to understand, but I played it at 3 because I fear the reincarnation from Trickstars a lot, and that was my one way to stop reincarnation. And just the disruption, because your deck goes second no matter what, so the point of the deck is to disrupt your opponent so they don't establish a very good board first turn, just so you can establish your board going second. But she's at 3 now, and I actually might cut her down to 2 since she's not as good. I might cut her down so I can bump up Ghost Ogre, which I played at 2, which Ghost Ogre, and then Effect Veiler. I might bump Ash down to 2, and then one of these up to 3, because these are just better throughout the day. Effect Veilering the Electrum did it in for my man Shane, and I somehow got to it, I think both games, I think.
Oh, I was so upset.
So I opened with it both games, so it was amazing against Electrum. And then in my previous Pendulum Magician match against our man Ferg, I was able to Ogre it, and then he made Starving Venom, and then continued. And then the next turn, he tried to use Starving Venom, I Ogred the Starving Venom. So, overall, these hand traps I'm pretty comfortable with. Like, the 7 hand trap ratio I like a lot. It's just, I think Ash needs to be cut down to 2, and one of these back up to 3, depending how the format goes. But that's it for the monsters, and that's it for the hand traps. So we'll go on to the spells. 3 World Legacy Scars. This card is okay in a sense. It's not the worst field spell, and I chose to play it because it makes your Mekk Knights strong. And even though your Mekk Knights are pretty big monsters, they're nothing over 3,000. So if they summon like Blue Eyes is a good rogue matchup. If they summon Blue Eyes, you practically have to wink away or somehow get rid of their Blue Eyes, because none of your strongest monster is Nightfall, and he only becomes 28. So that's pretty much, it's kind of, that's in there for that. Then you have the discard effect, which allows you to discard and set up plays with Blue Horizon or the World Legacy Secrets card. However, sometimes opening multiples suck, but the good thing about it is it's not a hard once per turn. But normally game 2, I would side these out when I figured my opponent was going to make me go first. And then the gimmicky effect is you can banish 8 Mekk Knights and send your opponent's hand and extra deck to the graveyard. Never resolved that. The one time I thought I had enough to do it, I was missing 1, so I had the choice to make the Supreme Spectrum or a Saryuja, and I just decided to make the Saryuja because it was just a smarter play. But other than that, it was alright. I would not recommend, maybe in the future, depending if we get better cards or anything like that, I might take it out completely. But for now, it served its purpose as boosting my Mekk Knights up and giving me a little bit more consistency. And then 3 trade-ins. I thought about cutting this down to 2 because you play a total. Before I went testing, I only played 6 targets, which was the Nightfalls and the Eclipses. But when I added in Grinder Golem, the full combo is not here, I don't think, yet for us to be able to use the Grinder Golem to its full extent. So you would Grinder Golem, make the Akashic Magician, bounce it back. Then if you wanted to, you could do it again, but sometimes I just traded it in just to get it out of my hand after I made it up so I could complete the column. But trade-in's really good. It works well with the Revival card and Monster Reborn, of course. But one of the second best cards of the day was Scapegoats. Scapegoats is phenomenal in this deck because it allows you to just protect yourself and establish your columns and stuff like that. So like you can summon Mekk Knights. And other than that, it was great. Trickstar Taylor, who plays Trickstars, I think he Cosmic Cyclone like overall throughout the day. My Scapegoat 6 times, so that was rough. Against Shane, I just opened the nuts with him. Game 1 against him, it was just token beatdown because I only had 1 Mekk Knight and the tokens did everything. Continuing on, 2 Pot of Desires. You play a lot of 3-ofs, but you also play a lot of 1-ofs. but some of the one-ofs you play are not as important, so I just wanted to play 2 so I could see it. I didn't want to see it opening hand because of the amount of hand traps, but 2 was a good number. Then for one-ofs, just a simple Regeki and Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn combo is really good off of Scars and Trade in 2. It allows you to bring back Indigo and stuff. It's a really broken card. But now we'll just move on to the traps, which the traps is just simple. 3 secrets. Secrets is the best trap. I thought about taking this out, but then if you were to take this out, you might as well just drop the Eclipse, because then moving is not as important then. But overall, this did phenomenal all day long. I was able to draw into it off of Scars, drawing off of Trade-in, Desires, and just setting it, completing a zone, and then when your opponent went to do anything, just activating secrets to stop them, and then being able to move with Indigo Eclipse and just stopping them from having effects was just real nice. And there was an instance that came up. I side Kaijus. You can bring back bring back a Kaiju with them, and in that theory was I could bring back my Gameciel or something so that they couldn't Kaiju me, but that never came up. But that's it for the main deck. The main deck is 40, but we'll just jump on to the extra, and the extra is pretty much all Link monsters, but we'll start out with Link 1s, is 3 Link Spiders. This guy is probably one of the best guys in the entire day, throughout the entire day. You just constantly make him with scapegoats, tokens, and just all day long. And then Link Kribo also for that extra. He essentially is an extra Link Spider, but he just has a better way to summon himself back. And the amount of tokens you make is unreal, but you can only make him with scapegoat tokens, whereas these guys can be made with Sky Blaster tokens. And then on to the Link 2s. 1 Proxy, 1 Akashic, 1 Mrs. Radiant, and 1 Underclock Taker. My poor Akashic got Effect Veiler twice, but in testing and just in theory, it's such an amazing card to bounce back stuff. In my Pendulum Magician matchup, he took my purple Nightfall with Borreload, with his Monster Reborn, and I just bounced my purple Nightfall back and summoned it. It's a real cheeky play, but Proxy because Proxy is too good, Underclock because Underclock has an arrow pointing down, and Misses because you play goats. And then we'll just go on to the Link 3s real quick. 1 Decode, 1 Trigate, and 1 Mekk Knight Supreme. I never made these 2. I made him 1 time just because I needed to push for damage and time, and I had no cards in his column, so I just swung over for 33 with Scars on field. Decode was just in there for an extra 3 to make in case I needed to beat over something or in case I needed to free up a zone. Trigate was added for in theory because this deck produces so many tokens and can spam so many that you can make him, and I haven't tested enough with him, and I saw a few times in the tournament that I could have tried to push and make him co-linked and made him, but I didn't want to risk it because I didn't know if I could co-link him, and was not the time and place to try it. So that's it for the 3s. And then, oh wait, excuse me. And then we got 1 Nirgitsu. He's awesome. That's it. And then for the 4s, 1 Burl Dragon. It's $40 for a reason, or $50 right now for a reason. It's just too good, it can win games. And then 1 Scoldred. Scoldred is, if Firewall was not the self-proclaimed boss monster of World Chalice, this guy is the proclaimed boss monster of this deck. This deck just can shit him out, and it just allows you to dig deep into your deck. We all know what he does. The special summon effect, the gain effect, and the draw effect is just all really broken, and you can almost make him all the time with 4 monsters. I never made him with anything less because I always shot for the draw cards, and if I couldn't make him, then I just went for something a little bit less. So he's awesome. You have to play him no matter what. And then finally, 1 Hope Harbinger. I didn't make him once. He never came up, but in testing he did. You were able to overlay with Indigo and Nightfall like late in the game and just kind of lock your win in. But he never came up. Onto the side. The side's pretty open to whatever you want to play, but I knew we were going to have a lot of Pendulum Magicians, so I decided to play 3 Cosmics, 3 D-Barriers. I never saw these, and then I saw this once. And when I saw it the one time, it did great, but in testing, they were supposed to just be there to counter Pendulum Magicians. 2 Book of Eclipses, and this, in theory, was supposed to stop Lynx, was supposed to stop Trickstars from burning me on my turn. It was just supposed to stop a lot, and I ended up misplaying with it. So I don't think the card's bad, but I just misplayed with it, so 2 Book of Eclipses to stop the burning and stop the linking going on. Then I played a Kaiju package, the 1 Interrupted Slumber, and then the Kumungus, the Jizukiru, and then 2 Gamecill. Normally, I'd never cited these in. I only cited these in. But I didn't have to play, like, I guess these are in here for True Draco, I guess, because I really kind of didn't want to open the Gamecill going first or second. I just kind of wanted to draw into it to kind of extend farther. But they are really good because they let you set up your columns that you want. So that's it for the Kaijus. In the future, these might get taken out for something better. And then finally, 2 Denkos. Denko is getting taken out. Denko, I misplayed hard with Denko. In theory, it was there to summon against Paleozoics and the Trick Stars so that they couldn't reincarnate you. And it ended up just dogging me in the end because I couldn't set anything. I couldn't set up my columns or anything, and I was in a tough pickle where it was either set and get reincarnated or summon this and not get reincarnated. And doing that just screwed me in the long run. But that's it for the deck. So thank you guys. Please leave your comments and your opinions in the comment section. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content from Team COG. Thank you guys.